All right, Weasels over Syria, Mission 1. This is going to be a walkthrough for beginners, so if you already know what you're doing in the F-16, this isn't for you, you're going to be bored. But if you're new to the F-16 and new to DCS campaigns, hopefully this will be helpful for you. I just figured there's a lot of guys that have posted videos of Mission 1, which is cool to watch, but I'm going to actually talk you through what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, just in case you're new and you're just trying to figure things out. So if you are stuck on a mission, you can come to this series, take a look, and hopefully I can help you out. So we're gonna go ahead and click fly. This is also I'm starting this with the expectation that the people that are watching this know the basics of the F-16. You know how to start it. You've watched my F-16 for Dummies series. If you haven't, I recommend that before you start a campaign. Definitely, that'll get you started at least, and then you can come here. So let's click fly. Let's get going. All right, guidelines. Begin by setting battery to main power. Contact ground. Request startup. F10 menu. Radio's already set. Hey, there goes POL. All right, main power right here. And contact tower, backslash F10, F1.
Hotel 4 ground, Sword 2-1 requesting startup.
Sword 2-1, you are cleared to start engine.
Alright, start 2. That's good. Standby.
Sword 2-1 starting up.
And I'm not using checklist. I'm not going to be going through this like you would in real life. Just quick startup. We're at 20%. So over the horn. All right. And let's keep going. Get everything on. Parking brakes on.
RPM rising. Good start.
Alright, list 0. Starboard right. And align our hammocks. All right. There we go. Ah. That looks good. Okay. List 6. Com 2 to Sword Flight, channel 7. So Com 2, 7, enter.
Sword flight, sword lead, radio check. Sword 1-2.
Spacebar to respond.
Sword 2-1 is up.
Sword 2-2 is up. Lima Charlie, sword flight. Now get airborne. I'll see you all at waypoint 1. Remember to make sure you talk to H4 tower departure as required. Lead out.
Alright, Com 2 to channel 1. 2, 1, enter. Align is done. We'll go to nav. And what I have found is, as of the making of this video, there is a bug in DCS where your there's Sword 1-1 right there, taking off, and our data link is not showing Sword 1-1. So if you're watching this and that bug is still in place, the workaround for now is to click list, enter, and we're going to turn GPS off, press the number 1. All right, and then to resync it, we're going to turn press number 1 to turn it back on. And then now we have a data link. Course, back to fine, we're good. Dauber left, data link is up. So if you've gone through the procedure, everything is the way it should be, and you don't have a data link, that's how to get it to work as of now until we have a bug fix for that. So, all right, we're going to contact the tower, ask for taxi clearance. So F10, F1.
Hotel 4 ground, Sword 2-1 requesting clearance to taxi.
Sword 2-1, you are cleared for taxi to runway.
All right, hold the brakes, and we're going to take the
Sword 2-1.
parking brake off, taxi lights on, nose wheel steering, and let's go ahead and roll forward, brake check. And clear to taxi to the threshold, do not enter the runway. So just come up here and hold short. There goes Sword 1-2. And stop right about here. All right, comm 2 to channel 2, 2, enter, and backslash F10, request takeoff,
Sword
F1.
1-2, wheels up.
Hotel 4 tower, Sword 2-1 requesting takeoff.
Sword 2-1, hold position until runway available.
All right. Holding short. And we're gonna push DMS down long. Just hold it down, and that'll clear the hammocks. If you wanted to get it back, DMS down long, comes back. DMS down long, take it away. Come on, 2, let's go. About daggum time. Come on, let's go. All right, 2's wheels up.
Sword 2-1, you are cleared for takeoff on runway 28. Wind 300 for 4 knots, altimeter 294.
Clear for takeoff.
Sword 2-1.
All right, let's line up. All right, nose wheel steering off, push it up to burn, let the brakes go, and you can tap your brakes to keep yourself centered
Sword 2-1 rolling.
until you have enough wind around that tail to control it with the rudder. There you go. And about 165, start pulling back on the stick, rotate,
Sword
gear up,
2-1 airborne.
and out of burn, back to mill. So if you don't know, full mill power is your throttle is all the way forward, as far forward as it can go without going into burner. So that's where we're at right now. Hold 280, stay below 4,000 feet. Got a little bit of turbulence here. And we want to stay below 4,000, so it's level out here at 3,200. And we'll contact departure here. Yep. Comm 2, channel 3, enter. And F10 menu, contact departure.
Hotel 4 departure, Sword 2-1 departing from runway 28.
Sword 2-1, turn heading 250, climb flight level 200.
250, flight level 200, Sword 2-1.
Alright, 250. Your heading is 250, so that's on the tape on the bottom here. I'm at 249, 250. Right there. You also got your compass down here, 250. And we're going to climb up to Angels 20. So let's bring the nose up a little bit more. Alright, now set the autopilot, so we're going to go down here and we're going to make sure that attitude hold is set on the left, and we're going to put the autopilot switch down to attitude hold as well. And that should keep us at this attitude. So let's bring it back over to 250. There we go. You should be able to fairly let go of the stick. Every once in a while, I'll give it a little bit of input.
Sword 2-1, continue on heading 250.
Yep, 250. Up to Angels 20. Alright, you see Sword 1 out there, number 3. So we're going to push DMS down 2 times to get a box around the HSD. RDR cursor to use that crosshair, and then TMS over number 3. Create a PDLT, and we'll bring up our HIMIX, and there is Sword 1-1. Primary Datalink track, I think. We're almost at Angels 20. Let's bring the nose down a bit. Level out at Angels 20. Alright, Angels 20. Go to altitude hold. Up.
Sword 2-1, Hotel 4 departure handing off.
Alright, we're good to go to waypoint 1, so back to autopilot. We're going to go to steering select. The autopilot will keep us at 20 and move us to waypoint 1. So may have to give it a little bit of input here. There's waypoint 1. Alright, COM 2, channel 7, enter, spacebar.
Sword 1-1, Sword 2-1 approaching RV point.
Copy 2-1. Sword flight form up. We're pushing for waypoint 2, Angels 25. Forrest, I want your element in 1 mile trail.
There's 1-1. Let's
Sword
go
2-1.
to steer point 2. So to do that, we're going to hit this up arrow right here. Go to waypoint 2. And we want to climb to 25,000 feet, so we're going to change the autopilot to attitude hold again. And we're going to pull the nose up a bit. There we go. Now we've got Sword 1-1 out in front of us. He wanted us at a 1 mile spread. So typically for this, I would use the yardstick, but I cannot, me personally, I have not been able to find the TACAN for Sword 1-1 in the briefing.
Space within the Syria theater is controlled by the ABCCC Sentinel. Once clear of H4CA, we must declare ourselves on mission to Sentinel. Sword 2-1, I want you to check our flight in now.
Sword 2-1.
Alright, contact Sentinel, COM 1, channel 2, 1, 2, enter, spacebar.
Sentinel, Sword 2-1, checking in flight of 4 F-16s on mission number 0423, inbound on the Swartzy.
Sword 2-1, you are clear to proceed. Be advised, sailing patrols are airborne north of your position. Magic is monitoring. We will update you as needed.
Alright.
Copy all, Sentinel. Sword 2-1 out.
So, me personally, I have not found the TACAN for Sword 1-1 in the briefing. I don't know if I just missed it. If I did and you know what it is, comment below. It'll probably help some people out that are probably looking for that. But because I don't have the TACAN for Sword 1-1, can't really use the yardstick to make sure that I've got a 1 mile trail, but I can kind of eyeball it. So we'll just eyeball it for now. Get behind Sword 1-1 here. There's 1-1 there and 1-2 right behind him. And I'm gonna bring us a little bit more behind him before I let go. Alright, there we go. I'll let the autopilot take over now. There he is. Alright, two's coming up. And while we're waiting,
Off to our left is Syria. The border is visible at our 10 o'clock, clearly marked by the berm that runs parallel to the road running northeast. The long, thin lake at 11 o'clock lies within the Jordanian side of the border, so it's a useful landmark to reference. The Jords are deployed quite heavily in this area. Not surprising considering what's going on down in Syria. They're also maintaining a cap of F-16s around the clock.
I passed through 25, so we're gonna bring it down a little bit. Now, I'm used to a contract speed of about 350, but I am catching up to these guys pretty fast at just 300, so I'm thinking they're a little slower. Let's altitude hold. I'm gonna guess about a mile. All right, set up our weapons, air to ground. CCIP 87's single
To our 3 o'clock is a
default.
large lake. This lake is around 6 miles north of H4, and it's another useful reference point to help orient yourself to home. As we return to H4, we'll use 2 initial points to approach the base. Approach Alpha is a wind farm near a small lake. You might have seen it off to our right as we made the low-level departure from runway 28. Approach Bravo might just be visible in the distance beyond the lake. It's a shale oil facility, usually easy enough to ID from all the smoke it's kicking out. It's the smoke to the left as we look at it. The smoke to the right is from a factory complex in Rouage. Other than scattered settlements and industry, that's about all there is to see out here.
Sure is remote. What an assignment. Miles and miles of flat desert. We'll be dying to get into Syria just to see some scenery. Never mind the action.
Well, there'll be plenty of that to go around before long, I'm sure. Syrian SAMs keep coming up when the JSTF is around the no-fly zone. We'll be needed up north before long, I'm sure.
Ha, no doubt.
Alright, CCIP, let's get the targeting pod up. And we'll go white hot. And out of air to ground mode. Optional conversations with your flight are now available. F10, Swart C.
So the Swartzy looks like quite the playground. Miles and miles of empty space to train in. It'll be like being back in Nevada.
Well, I don't think the flying will be quite that good, but it's always good to get the chance to drop live ordnance.
Doubt it's quite as well set up as the NTTR.
Not a chance. The emitters and targets aren't quite as realistic as we're used to. We'll have to make do with old pickups and containers today, but they'll do the job.
And we've still got an instrument in range at least. Kinda cool how the old H3 complex has been repurposed.
Yeah, the place has quite the history of being bombed. The H3 complex as it became was built back in the 70s. It consisted of the main base plus 2 dispersal fields and highway landing strip. The Iranians attacked it during their war with Iraq. Then we attacked it again in 91. It was a chemical weapons storage site back then. We hit it again during Southern Watch before an OIF finally capturing it. Since then it's been abandoned and left in the desert.
Yep, and now it's our turn. Let's see if we can't add a few more craters to the landscape, huh?
I like the enthusiasm. I'm sure we will.
Alright. And Operation Cerberus North.
Quite a situation we find ourselves in over here. Syrians, the SIA, the Russians, the JSTF. What happened to clear front lines and an obvious enemy?
Quite a mess we find ourselves in over here.
Well, Syria's certainly got its problems, but at least our primary mission is clear enough.
Oh yeah, blowing up SAMs. That's what we do best. Whole thing seems pretty rushed though. The 6 of us are the only dedicated Weasels out here, and we're the last to the party. Sounds like we've got a no-fly zone that we're struggling to enforce right now. We're supposed to be the first in, remember?
You'll get no argument from me, Rotor, but we're here now.
What's with this Operation Jackal that just kicked off? I didn't catch all the details.
It's the start of a big push against the SIA. We're moving from a more reactive CAS mindset to a more aggressive footing, targeting more strategic SIA assets such as economic and logistic targets.
Expect we'll be out over the Euphrates for too long then.
Wouldn't bet against it.
Sure would be pleased to get a chance to say hi to the SIA. They won't know what hit them. What it'd be rocking? Some old Soviet junk? Probably barely even know how to use that stuff.
Well, SA-8s and 6s. Older but still dangerous in the right hands. I guess that's the big question. Can they operate them competently?
Well, we'll find out before too long, I'm sure. And I know who my money's on.
Alright, headed to waypoint 3. Alright, once we get to 3, we're going to turn left, head to waypoint 4. That is where our target is.
Okay, Flight, we're approaching the border into Iraq. Push uniform to Games Master.
So uniform is your UHF, COM 1.
1-2,
So
set.
COM 1, channel
2-2,
1,
set.
enter, spacebar.
2-1 set.
Games Master, Sword 1-1. Flight of 4 F-16s checking in as fragged on approach to Spark Seat.
Copy, Sword 1. Range is clear and targets are set. You are cleared for unrestricted gliding within the AO. Weapons released within the range has been authorized. Monitor this frequency at all times. Games Master will call kills on blue units if you deem evasive measures to be inadequate.
Copy all, Games Master. Sword is proceeding.
Alright, so
Sword
waypoint
2,
4,
go combat spread, 1 mile left.
and we're going to kill the autopilot
Sword 2-1.
so that we can fly this thing. So there's Sword 1, he wants us at a 1 mile spread. So we're going to go past the diamond there, that's waypoint 4. Go past it. Keep turning and level out.
Okay, Flight, remember what we briefed. Once engaged by the SA-2, Sword 1 will break south and stay high on the edge of the threat ring. Sword 2 will break north and dive for the deck. Watch your spacing and keep track of your wingman. Flight, fence in.
Alright, fenced in. So down here we're going to turn our lights off and everything looks good there. Let's turn our ECM to operate. We're in man, all that looks good. Master arm is on and we are 9.5. And it says recommend setting a course line of 145 to waypoint 4. So we can come down here and 145, there we go.
Sword 1-1 fenced. Flight, roll call.
Sword 1-2.
Go on to burner and catch
Sword
up.
2-1.
Sword 2-2.
Approaching Mez, music on.
Alright. Music on, we want position
Music
3,
on.
which we are there. Right here.
Music on.
And then CMDS aft goes to transmit, should have an ECM light.
Music on.
Music on. Catching up to Sword. I'm guessing that's about a mile.
Sword 1-2. 1-2. 12 o'clock.
Yep. Alright, air to ground mode. And missile step switch to CCRP.
Sword 1-1, Spike 2, 12 o'clock.
See it there.
Sword 1 breaking south. Sword 2 break north, commence attack.
Alright, here we go. Back to CCIP, breaking north. And we're diving.
Sword 1 defending SA-2.
That one is defensive.
Missile in the air, Sword 1 defending SA-2.
Pull up. Altitude Altitude. Pull up.
This is a really good tactic I've used in the past with other guys I fly with, where one guy stays up high and distracts the radar. The other guy goes real low, sneaks up on the SAM. It works pretty well, especially with the older SAMs like the SA2. All right, we're staying real low. Said recommend 145, so waiting for that arrow to line up or get close to it, and then we'll turn. All right, starting our turn right now. Stay low. One 145. 144. Close. Good enough for government work. All right, so now I'm looking at this top left number here on the compass. 9.9, if you saw that. 9.5. That's how many miles away we're at. So we're 8 miles away. We're gonna pull up about 4 miles. Gonna pop up, surprise them. And because we're coming in fast, I'm going to release the bomb a little early so that the bomblets can spread out. And you can also see the distance right here. The 4.5. I have the countdown at least. Here we go. Up. Roll.
Missile launch, Sword 1 defending SA2.
And we're coming down. Throttle back.
Altitude.
Sword
Altitude.
2-1 is in.
Drop, drop. And we are off to the south.
Caution. Caution.
Good effects. Sandstone is history.
Sword 2-1 off target.
Outstanding, Sword 2. Outstanding.
South. There we go. And we have a master caution and a stores config light. If you've watched my video on that, all you gotta do
Push to rally.
is switch this to Cat 1. And we're gonna go to waypoint 5. Music off, so CMDS right, and that light will turn off. Start climbing. And off to waypoint 5. So attitude hold, steering select. We're losing a lot of speed, so I'm gonna drop the nose. We're gonna try and stay out of burner as much as we can here. Where's 2? 2's right behind me. Come on, 2. And there's 1.
Sword 2-2 spiked, SA3.
Oops.
Sword 2-2 brake left. 1 braking right. Music on. Sierra Papa.
Let's go to self-protect. So,
Music on.
1. Let's go to 2. 2 would probably be better, and we gotta go to semi. There we go. Alright, so we're there. Let's press spacebar.
Sword 1, Sword 2. SA-3 online in the vicinity of the H3 southwest site.
Copy 2. You have the fuel to make a run at it?
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Fuel state. Yeah, I'm fine. 10. Yeah, let's do it.
2-1 is cannon only, but I'm good to go.
Okay, Sword Flight, let's get back to work. We're going to locate and kill the SA-3 around the H3 southwest site. Stand by for base coordinates. North, 3244, decimal 656. East, 039, tree 6, decimal 217. 2671 feet. We're going to work this as a 4-ship and overwhelm it from 4 directions. I'll attack from the west. Sword 1-2
get it
arc
fast
south,
enough.
Sword 2-1 arc east, and 2-2 north. SA-3 Mez is 10 miles, so keep out of range as you maneuver into position. We'll attack in elements. While one element is attacking, the other will try and hold the radar's attention. Call attacking as you go hot on the target, defending if you break away. Games Master will call any kills against it.
Sword 1-2.
Sword 2-1.
Sword 2-2.
Sword 2-1, watch your position. You're in the mez.
Okay, there we go. We got a waypoint. So steer point. So 9. All right, north. 3244 656.
Sword 1-2, ready.
9 36 217 2671. All right, let's proceed. Switch to guns, because that's all I've got.
Sword 2-2, ready.
I mean, I'm ready. Let's go. Spacebar.
Sword 2-1 in position.
Sword 1-1 in position. Sword 1 attacking SA3, H3 south.
Hold east of the Mez. While Sword 1 runs in on SA3 site, be ready to start your own run if they have to go defensive. All right. So we're holding east.
Sword 1-1 spiked.
Yeah, he's
Sword
going.
1-2, missile launch. SA3, H3
Sword
south.
1 defending SA3. Sword 2 get a mark point on the launch position.
Copy. Sword 2 attacking SA3, H3 south.
That wasn't.
Site, horseshoe-shaped revetment, north corner of the base.
I see it right there. Yeah, I see it.
Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up.
Sword 2-2, spiked, SA3.
Altitude. Altitude. Tac.
SAM launch, SA3, H3 south.
Sword 2 defending.
Tac flare.
Sword 1 attacking SA3, H3 south.
Heading east. Yeah, I over-G'd those tanks.
Missile launch, SA3, H3 south. Sword 1-2, defending.
1 is tally on launch site, engaging. Sword 1 is off. Kill the launcher. Radar is still up about 50 meters northeast of the smoke. Sword 2, press.
Sword 2 attacking SA3, H3 south.
All right.
Altitude. Altitude. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude.
Sword 2-2, spiked, SA3.
Sword 2-2, go defensive. One is engaging.
There it is.
SA3 radar is down. Good work, Sword Flight.
Tac Brief.
Roll call.
2-1.
2-1.
1-2.
Sword 2-1.
Sword 2-2.
Sword Flight, push rally.
Alright, back to 5. Alright. Out of air to ground. I'm gonna keep my CMDS aft in place. The ECM is still active. We're gonna just wait because I don't know if we're gonna we're gonna get any more surprises here. Almost Angels 20. How are we doing on fuel? Plenty of fuel.
Sword 1-2, rally.
There's 1-1. And there's 1-2 up there. There he is. I think we're supposed to be at 25. Angels 25. 1-1. There's 2. Alright, spacebar.
Sword 2-1 at rally.
Hold position until all flight members have arrived at the rally point. Alright.
Sword 2-2 at rally point.
Sword 1-1 at rally.
Alright. Let's go. Let's go
Sword
home.
Flight, then south. Push waypoint 6, Angels 25.
Alright, waypoint 625. We get pointed that direction. Attitude hold, steer point 6. Alright, fence out, master arm off. Let's set this to, let's go CMDS right and standby. Turn our lights
Master,
on.
Sword Flight checking out of Swartzy. We'll call you up when back for debrief. Nice working with you.
Copy, Sword 1. Likewise. Fly safe. You are clear to depart.
Sword 2-1, we're clearing the Swartzy. Check us back in with Sentinel.
Sword 2-1.
Alright. So, COM 1, channel 2, enter, and let's press spacebar.
Sentinel, Sword Flight is egressing Swartzy and inbound on H4, Angels 25.
Sword Flight clear to proceed, Angels 25.
Altitude hold. 25.
Whew, nice surprise you threw back there, boss.
Ha! Glad you liked it. I asked Games Master to throw a surprise at us on the way out. They sure came through. Well, hopefully that blew away some of the cobwebs. Attacking SAMs is definitely a skill that degrades if you don't use it. Good work with the SA-2. We exploited its lack of ability to track low-flying targets. An effective strategy for sure, but we still have to be mindful of low-level threats. Here we saw how loitering just on the edge of the engagement range baited the operators into firing, a useful distraction tactic, and also helpful in forcing the SAM site to reveal its exact position. The SA-3 is a lot more dangerous than the Guideline. Although more limited in range, its missiles are much more of a threat than with the SA-2. It lacks the low-level vulnerability of the SA-2, so today we switched up tactics and went with a saturation attack from multiple attack axes. Remember that even though the Syrians have lots of older SAMs like we've seen today, they've still got plenty of more modern systems as well. Make sure you understand the vulnerabilities of all systems and attack where they're weakest.
What's the EW situation up north? Are we expecting to see some Growler support or something? Sure would make the job easier when we come up against the double-digit systems.
When we need it, we'll have it. I'm assured of this.
Growlers. All right.
Roger that. So, boss, when are we going to be in the action for real?
Soon enough, Rotor, soon enough. With the operation kicking off against the SIA and the demand for support around the no-fly zones, I can't see us having to wait too long.
Let's hope not. I can't face weeks of sitting around this desert waiting for something to do. Me neither, man. What I'd give for a trip to Nellis right now. Get me some of that good Vegas life.
What, and miss the wife out here?
Well, I wouldn't want to miss out on the flying, but I could pass on life at H4.
Well, take it from me, after seeing action at both OIF and OPF, you'll never have flying quite like you do on an operation like this.
You saw a lot of action in Persian Freedom, didn't you, Popeye?
That's right. Weasels were right in the middle of the opening phase of OPF. Part of the wave that kicked the door open over mainland Iran at the start.
Must have been pretty hairy. The Iranians had some impressive equipment.
Well, at the start it was. Had a few S-300s to take out early on, but we had a solid plan, plenty of EW support, and, well, we're just better at this than anyone else. I guarantee you're better trained at killing SAMs than the SAM operators are at killing you.
A lot more of them than us, though.
Okay, we're inbound on H4. I've done this approach more than the rest of you, so Sword 2-1, I want you to take the lead and bring us on in.
All right.
First step is to declare to H4 approach that we're inbound. Typically, do this around 50 miles out and before you reach the 30-mile boundary of H4 control airspace. Do it now. I'll follow you in.
All right. 2 to channel 4, or preset 4, and F10. All right. Contact.
Hotel 4 approach. Sword 2-1 inbound.
Sword 2-1 proceed to Hotel 4 airspace. Check in at flight level 160. Push to RAPCON arrival at 30-mile mark.
Flight level 160. Sword 2-1.
All right.
Okay, Sword 2-1, proceed to H4 airspace. You want to date Angels 16, 30 miles out from H4. TAC end for H4 is 125 X-ray.
All right. 33 miles. I have to descend a little faster. $16, there we are. $30 miles.
Sword 2-1, you're entering H4 airspace now. Push to H4 arrival and declare your flight.
All right. Comm 2, channel 5. And we'll make our call.
Hotel 4 arrival, Sword 2-1 entering Hotel 4 airspace.
Sword 2-1, cleared for approach Bravo. Maintain flight level 160.
Maintain
Approach Bravo,
160.
flight level 160, Sword 2-1.
Okay, Sword 2-1, we're cleared in on approach Bravo at Angels 1-6. Bravo is the oil facility that's smoking in the distance. You'll also find it listed as waypoint 8 in your flight plan. Bravo is our safe approach to pattern airspace, so make sure you don't deviate. We have traffic ahead.
All right. Two still hasn't caught up to me. Conserving fuel, I guess. Yeah, there he is. No, that's one. Two. Two's gonna be real close. Yeah, just a couple
Sword
miles.
2-1, cleared to enter pattern. Flight level 080.
Alright, 080.
Flight level 080, Sword 2-1.
Sword 2-1, take us down to Angels 8 and feed us into the pattern. Make sure you avoid overflying Ruwaish below 7,500 feet MSL. The Jordanians have a noise restriction in place over the town. Hold in the pattern until we're cleared to push to the tower.
Okay, so you can declare an emergency if you're low on fuel. Comm 2, channel 6. That'll get you immediate clearance.
Hey, look. We got a pair of Apaches inbound from the west.
The Army's ramp sure is getting crowded.
Let's get to 8,000 feet and drop the throttle. Do not go below 7,500 feet. Don't want to be too loud. There's that wind farm.
Sort 2-1, exit pattern and push the tower.
Okay.
Sort 2-1.
So comm 2,
Okay, Sword 2-1, switch to Tower Freak and get us cleared to land.
2, 2, and F10 landing.
Hotel 4 Tower, Sword 2-1 requesting landing.
Sort 2-1, cleared for landing runway 10, wind 300 for 4 knots.
Sword 2-1, go ahead and land. We'll follow you down once you clear the runway. Good flying good day, everyone. See you in debrief.
All right. Well, I don't think I followed the pattern right. So, but we are going to turn around. Make sure we've got our landing lights set.
Warning, warning, warning,
All
warning.
right. Left downwind.
Altitude, altitude.
Left base, gear down. Three green. That was a sloppy pattern, but overshot just a tad. Yeah, two going around.
Altitude, altitude.
I'll try that again. That was way too fast. Woohoo! Alright, gear down. Well, let's slow down first and then we'll drop the gear. Left base. Woo. I think I forget which flow through I'm in.
So 2-1, clear runway and proceed to spot 8.
Spot 8. Pretty sure spot 8's that one over there. Hey, cool. All right. So I hope that helps some of you who are just trying to figure this out. Maybe you're having problems with the mission. Or if you wanted to spoil it and just see how it goes, hopefully that helped. All right. See ya. Yeah. Way up there. Flame out.